But somebody was trying to run scams where somebody puts up a website and lists a product that's like easily a $300-$500, maybe $1,000 product, and they're listing it for $50 or $100.
So they just get a bunch of traffic, take a bunch of orders, and then not fulfill and bounce.
Exactly.
A regular job. I'm gonna go make money online. Just that choice. For certain people, it's very obvious. There's lots of ups and downs. Rug can be pulled out from underneath you. You're gonna question, fuck, like, is this even gonna work? Just because your business is going good doesn't mean it's gonna be going good still in a couple months.
Well, what's the thing with the Thailand weed laws? They're gonna change it back to medical only, and that's next year, right?
I haven't heard. Are they?
So everybody who's opened up weed shops, there's tons of them, and they're super nice.
Yeah.
What are they supposed to do? Like
right outside the weed store, there's a guy selling medical cards.
Exactly.
All right. Test. How's it taste?
Sweet.
Huh? It's pretty sweet.
AF.
That's how they get you hooked.
Yeah.
Sugar, caffeine, coffee,
Yeah.
phones, infinite scrolling, cigarettes. We live in a world where literally everything is just vying for your attention, your addiction, and all we can do is try to keep a balance and not get overblown, overloaded, and sucked into all of these things. We live in a society, a world where it's just infinite amount of stimulation whenever you want it. We go over around Bangkok, we could get infinite sexual stimulation, infinite anything you want. We live in this world where we can have anything we want pretty much, and so it's all about that balance now. True.
Gotta kind of like
opener.
Put the blinders on sometimes, right?
Yeah.
I could be doing all this crazy stuff. I mean, that's kind of why it's good to like go somewhere and like just stay somewhere for a while. There's nothing to do like that around, and just focus, right? Or even just like staying home for a while, not really going out. Yeah.
That's the phase that I'm in right now. I haven't gone out since New Year's. This is really the only time really in my life where I am not going out, partying, events, really my whole life until like last summer. After last summer, I was like, you know what? I actually just started working on the weekends due to whatever situations. Actually moving out of Moon Tower was a big one. And yeah, I've just been working pretty much 6 days a week for the past 6 months, but it's been good. It's allowed me to start the remote closing program mastermind, which is going good. And so that's exciting. What about you? Yeah.
Yeah. So the pandemic was crazy for e-commerce, right? Like, I think we were all like making a shitload of money. It was just insane. Like, there's so many people buying stuff online. Then after the pandemic kind of eased, online selling kind of eased a little bit. It's still going hard, heavy, but I think it's just like, I don't know, things are evolving. So yeah, I mean, I'm doing the same stuff you are, just in a different like sub niche.
So the high ticket drop shipping is still your main business?
Yeah, it still works, thankfully, but it's been going through some ups and downs because there's some hurdles now that weren't there before because of scammers, specifically the marketing platforms like Google Merchant Center and Google Shopping. It's pretty tough to get onto now for new sellers. That's been messing me up, but also everybody else that I know who's been trying to do high ticket dropshipping, new stores, And but finally I talked to somebody who knew, or well, kind of got an idea on how to fix these stores to make it work for Google Shopping. And he's a guy out of the UK. He actually reached out to me looking if I wanted to promote, his services to my students or whatever, to my audience. And I was like, well, heck yeah. He calls himself GMC Doctors. So you can look him up. He's got a website. And if the audience, if you guys need help with Google Merchant Center. But so this guy basically just like knows all the little tiny things you got to do to your store to make it fit for Google Merchant Center. Because almost every new store now, they slapped the store with the misrepresentation suspension. And it's super vague. The policy is insanely vague. Like, it just doesn't really tell you exactly, and nobody over there at customer support is going to tell you exactly what's wrong with your site ever. Like, there's a complete disconnect between the people who do the suspensions and the people that do the support. So it's been like this crazy thing where it's like there's just been a brick wall and nobody's opening the door anymore, But yeah, this guy came in, basically like redid a lot of the content on my pages, like revamped the policy pages and all this stuff. Like there was a bit of confusing things within like the shipping times, the return times and things like that. Everything needs to be like really straightforward. And then what else was it? Well, it was just like some really simple stuff. And yeah, our stores got approved. Like, I was so happy.
It sounds like Google Merchant Center is probably trying to crack down on drop shippers.
So I can give you the whole story because I've been deep into this the last couple of years, man, like balls deep, bro. This has been like my entire life. Okay. Maybe that was a little bit too much, but okay, so check it out. This is what happened. And I actually got to witness this live, which is really weird. I'll try to make it short, but what happened was during the pandemic, I don't know exactly who it was, but somebody was trying to run scams. And the same scams are still happening today, where somebody puts up a website and lists a product that's like, you know, easily a $300, $500, maybe $1,000 product, and they're listing it for $50 or $100 or something like that. And it's obviously a scam site for people like you and I that know good websites, but to somebody who's like maybe an older person or whatever, they just think, oh man, this is a great deal, right? And this has been going on since the beginning of time. It's usually, you know, Chinese sellers or whatever. And the thing I don't understand about it is if they accept credit card payments, how the heck are these payment processors, you know, dealing with these people still? But my guess is that it's some like high risk payment processor. Anyway, so you see them sometimes in Google Shopping if you're doing research, and they actually have ads running. So that's how they get traffic really fast and easy. They're not getting organic traffic.
They just get a bunch of traffic, take a bunch of orders, and then not fulfill and bounce.
And bounce. Exactly. So it happened a lot during the pandemic. And I heard through somebody else in the entrepreneur community that someone at Google, like some high ranking person or whatever, actually ordered one of these products and got scammed, never got the product, and flipped out and just basically like turned Google Merchant Center upside down, like decided like every new store is getting suspended. And now finally it seems like you can get new stores going again. But yeah, you got to have like everything's got to be like above board, super clear on your website. You can't just have like a crappy website. But the weirdest thing, man, is I still do research and those websites are still showing up. And not just that, they even have their own little section. They have like a deals section in Google Shopping.
And they're all there?
Yeah, but it's all these little scam sites. I'm like, what are they thinking, man? I was just like, oh God, seriously?
And so this affects your business because are you always trying to open new stores? Is that how you make your money?
Exactly. Like, you know, most of the money in this business is made when you sell the business, right? So like the plan is like every 1 or 2 years, you want to sell your store. You can launch a new one using all the methods like we use to get traffic really quick with Google Shopping and Bing Shopping, and then organic traffic and all that. But you know, you can get sales going pretty quick, like 20, 30K in your first few months, and then 50, 60K after that, and then maybe get up to 100K after a year or two. And then obviously it's worth a bit of money at that point, right? Like 2 to 3x multiple on yearly profits.
Oh, yearly profits. So what's the average profit margin? Like 10% or something?
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, like after ads, and yeah, exactly, like 10%.
Yeah, something like 10%.
Something like that.
Yeah. That's similar to FBA.
Exactly. So the goal is like build a business, sell it, build it, sell it, build it, sell it. But the problem was in the last couple of years is this Google Merchant Center thing, because that's where we get like 80% of the traffic and 80% of the sales is Google Merchant Center, Google Shopping. So finally, this just happened last couple of months for me. So I met this guy, he fixed the stores. We got approved to Google Merchant Center and Google Shopping again. So everything's kind of just like going again. So now I'm getting into work mode again finally too, because for the longest time I was like, I'm screwed. What am I going to do if I can't get back onto Google Merchant Center and Google Shopping? This business model just doesn't really work without it, you know? Sadly, unfortunately, it is what it is, you know? Google's got a total monopoly on search engine, you know, traffic. It's insane.
It's the same thing with the Amazon world. It's like Amazon, they got the monopoly on basically shopping in the US. Other than that, it's Google Merchant Center. You know, but that's the thing, you know, I've been thinking about recently, just the entrepreneurship journey in general, and then specifically the online entrepreneur journey / make money online, fuck a regular job, I'm gonna go make money online journey. And so we're kind of in both of those. We're kind of doing both of those things. We're doing the entrepreneur journey, right? But we're specifically doing the total all online entrepreneur journey, and just going down the entrepreneur journey, just that choice in life. For certain people, it's very obvious. I don't want a boss. I don't want a regular job. You know, I want to do my own thing. But what I'm getting at is there's lots of ups and downs. And The rug can be pulled out from underneath you. And then you're going to question, fuck, like, is this even going to work anymore? Like, it was going good. Just because your business is going good, it doesn't mean it's going to be going good still in a couple months or next year. Yeah, you had that experience. I had an experience recently, which was a freak out experience. Even when I started FBA, when I first came to Chiang Mai in 2014, me and Parker placed our first order, and right before it was being shipped out, they said we have to cancel this order because there's a trademark infringement against our factory. We can't make these things anymore. And then, holy shit, all right, we had like $1,000 each, and then we put $500 each into this new product, which I found on Alibaba on page 50. And it was a selfie stick with a tripod on the bottom of it. Like this. A piece of crap. And it was actually a product that I was looking for because I was vlogging in Chiang Mai, and I was like, I want a selfie stick that I can just put on my desk and just talk into it, where it can just stand up by itself. And it didn't exist. We ended up buying a regular GoPro pole selfie stick and just a regular tripod, mini tripod, a nice one, telling the factory to package them together, and we called it the selfie stand. And then we launched that, and it ended up being one of the first ever on Amazon, 2015. And now if you search selfie stick on Google and Amazon, there's no selfie sticks without a tripod on the bottom.
Wow, you guys kind of started that.
They don't exist anymore.
That's crazy.
Every selfie stick, of course, you can stand it up and have the Bluetooth remote, and we see people all the time. You know, we live in 2 vacation lands, Bali and Bangkok, tourists everywhere. You know, there's that Chinese couple, and their phone is on the tripod, and they stand back with the family, and then Bluetooth shutter, and then so we had that Bluetooth shutter. We were like one of the premium ones. That ended up being consistent sales, revenue numbers, 30 to 40K revenue, profit, 5, 6, 7, 8K a month profit. That ended up basically funding our Live in Thailand lives, you know, for the first 5 years. And then luckily, the sticky wallet came in at the right time. It was actually my mom's idea. So wow. I still owe her to this day. Her product, by the way, I guess she kind of owes me too as well, because I helped her launch her invention on Amazon. It's been probably 4 or 5 years going strong, and the profit's higher now than ever. She's making like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, even $5,000 profit months. Revenues are like in the 30,000s per month. Just her little invention, the seat sleeper. Yeah, this entrepreneurial journey, it's, of course you got to do it, but there's super highs and there's super lows. The past couple months have been the most stressful in business that I've ever had. And it came because my business partner, my COO, left basically. Like Ryan, who's in Utah, he told me he's gonna leave to go to another. He's been basically with me from the very beginning, basically 5 years when I started the agency. He left, and it was,
what happened? He
got an offer at another agency, and he considered it. I made him a counter offer, and he was like, you know what? I've been with AMC for 5 years. I think it's just time. For a new chapter. And he's been running the whole internal operations. I'm outward facing. I'm website, YouTube. I just focus on getting clients. And so when he said he's leaving, I was freaking out for a couple of weeks, like existential freaking out. But now it's about a month later. I'm back down, I'm calm, and I'm excited, and I realize, okay, we're gonna be fine. I'm venting this out because it's part of the entrepreneurship journey. It's things can happen where they're existential, and oh my God, everything, like, am I gonna be able to live in this apartment still? I'm wondering that. I'm wondering like, holy crap, like, he's running the whole internal company, like all of our clients gonna leave, and definitely some clients left when he left, but whatever, it's gonna be fine. We're making it work. We're gonna be fine. But guess what I'm saying, nothing is 100% certain, stable. I mean, even the best 9-to-5 jobs. Because when I think about this, I go, you know what?
Yeah, what's the alternative? You know?
People in the 9-to-5, it's the same thing, potentially even worse, because their income, let's say you're making $100K a year at a job. If they announce layoffs and you're being laid off, they might give you a few months severance, but then you're at $10K a month, all the way down to $0 a month until you can find a new job. At least with entrepreneurship, let's say my agency is doing $50K a month and some clients leave. All right, now I'm back to half of that or whatever. You're still getting income, but it's just you took a big hit.
I know a guy that actually got a day job while he was still running his own business. It was like a little bit unique, I think, in a sense, because he was really like deep in the skateboard industry, and the job was like a warehouse where it's like a skateboard company that already knew him from years back, and they just wanted his help with some marketing stuff. But I thought, you know, that's kind of unique and interesting. I mean, there's like no rules in this game, you know? So it's like we can do whatever we want. We can, you know, do marketing, we can do sales, we can do fulfillment, we can do dropshipping, we can do online courses. Like there's so many different things you can do, and you can always like learn new things. Like I think it's just all about like nothing is ever going to last forever, and then just like knowing that the same kind of stuff can apply to almost any industry. Usually like the same kind of like marketing and funnel approach and all that, like sales and all that. And then reinventing yourself and just like how you deal with it. You know, like there's going to be ups like and downs financially too that go along with that. And that's probably the most stressful part, right? Obviously. Yeah. So it's like, shit, man, like, do I have to go get a job again? No. You kind of almost become unemployable at some level, right?
Yeah. But no, that's the thing. Like, as I was mentioning, for some of us, the entrepreneurship mindset is just like baked in. It's kind of obvious. And if you have that, and as long as you have resiliency, there's so much opportunity in the internet space. And that's the cool thing about being an internet entrepreneur is the pivots are relatively easy. It's like, let's say Amazon blows up for whatever. It's like, okay, it's not that hard to transition my team. All right, we'll do TikTok shop.
Yeah, whatever's trending, yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you live in the digital world, you can easily pick up another digital skill. Like, oh, we're designing Amazon pages. Amazon blows up. Easily transferable to do Shopify pages or whatever.
I think it's important. It's a good point. You know, you got to follow the trends. And that's what you're doing with the high ticket closing stuff, which is really cool. Like I was just saying earlier, you know, like that, I really saw that come on like a couple years ago. Like I didn't really see much of it, like especially like the online training courses and stuff, you know, like I don't know, I think you and that other guy that was here that did your podcast,
Marcus,
Marcus, you guys probably like some of the first to do like online courses with that kind of stuff, I think.
Well, yeah, thanks to him, you know, shout out Marcus, what's up? Yeah, he's crushing it with his school.
It just goes to show too, it's like there's so much opportunity, you know, in all these niches, like, and we can always do like a sub niche or like, you know, especially when it comes to online courses, it's all about your unique personality. You can always kind of just like uniquely brand it, you know, kind of do your own thing and still make a killing with it, you know. It's all about providing value.
Yeah, that's something I'm definitely realizing more and more is we live in the personal brands. Like I have Riley Bennett Amazon going over here, my YouTube channel, and I have Riley Bennett Remote going over here. And it's like, even if I exit my agency on the Amazon side, I still have myself as an Amazon expert over here. Even if I stop doing the program, I still have my expert as a remote work coach or living remote coach or whatever that it is over here. And the personal brand, you know, you can't get fired from that. Like that's why they say that's what everyone's doing right now. They're building up their name as their business. You know, in the entrepreneurship journey and in life, you have to make the mistakes really to get the lesson and to learn. And it's until you have that existential crisis that you really learn. Like I think COVID made us realize that, oh shit, like we should be saving more money because our business could go. I think a lot of restaurants and physical businesses realized, oh shit, we should be saving more money, maybe diversifying our income.
Well, what's the thing with the Thailand weed laws? They're going to change it back to medical only, like, and that's next year, right?
I haven't heard. Are they?
Like, yeah, I read that it was like they're almost, I don't know if it's for sure, but the news article sounded like it was pretty for sure. So everybody who's opened up weed shops, there's tons of them and they're super nice, you know, like what are they supposed to do? Like go through a whole process where they got to vet everybody and make sure everybody has permits and stuff like this. And like, you know, it's going to be like California was before it was recreationally legal, where they're going to have like 420 nurses and stuff.
Yeah, like, it'll be easy to get a card.
Everybody's going to pay 20, 30, 150 baht or something. You know?
Yeah, it's just like right outside the weed store, there's a guy selling medical cards. It'd be the same thing.
No, I think it's so stupid, man. They make so much money from taxes. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Whatever the new like political agenda is of the people that are coming into office, you know. That, again, just things change, you know. Like hopping on trends is great, but you always got to be ready for that trend to like shift, you know, or like, you know, things to change. Like, yeah.
When I had that existential agency crisis, it immediately shifts your priority. All right, now we're prioritizing saving money instead of investing into growth, because it's a bit different mindset. My mindset before has always been, our profits, putting most of it back right into the business. But now I'm like, all right, we need to prioritize actually burying money in case of disasters. And so it was just a little flip in the mindset, and now that's my priority.
I was spending a lot on infrastructure during the pandemic too, way more than I should have been.
Yeah.
I got kind of screwed because I didn't realize like the problem with that is like not everything you spend is going to result on an ROI, you know, a measurable level. So it's like all you're spending on this and that. It's probably a better idea, like you said, to save and like just to keep things like ready in case you have a rainy day, and maybe just do some of the work without spending so much to do it, you know. Like for instance, one of the things I was doing was I was building a YouTube channel for my store, but instead of like actually having the product and filming the product and doing it all myself, I had somebody else go and grab like stock footage from the internet and make YouTube videos with all that stuff. And while the videos seemed great and the channel was getting traction and all that, it just never really resulted in ROI. Like I was using tracking UTM tags and everything, but I didn't really get many sales and much traffic from YouTube, even though we're doing all the shit by the book, you know? And I think honestly, it's just because it wasn't a video with me standing in front of the product, you know? Like that's all people really want to see. They don't want to see some flashy stock footage BS, you know? They want to see like a person with the product talking about it, you know? Again, going back to the personal brand thing, like that's the stuff that really works, you know? That's what people want to see. That's what Google wants to see. So it's like all the infrastructure that I built for that was just pointless. Like a bunch of money wasted, thousands of dollars.
That's the story of entrepreneurship, and really the story of, you know, life. It's entrepreneurship. It's swinging the bat, 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 and then eventually you'll get a base hit, and then you keep swinging the bat, but maybe you'll swing and then you miss a bunch of times in a row, and then you go bankrupt. And then hopefully we're all trying to swing that bat, hit a home run. Let's just call that making $1 million. It's a system that's making you home runs, hitting you home runs. That's when you blow up and you can have an extremely big business. Some business person on YouTube, they were just saying business is, it's a formula. If you can crack the formula, a formula that can scale, that's how you quote unquote get rich. And that's what really we're all trying to do.
Yeah, you just gotta learn how to make content. You gotta learn how to use paid ads, CPC, you know? And you gotta learn SEO. I tell everybody I meet, if you wanna get into dropshipping or whatever, SEO is like the first thing you should learn. Because it doesn't matter what kind of website you're putting up. Like if you know how to rank that website in the search engines for a target keyword, you can get traffic. Like that's all this stuff is about, is getting traffic, you know? And it's free traffic with SEO.
That's the whole game of the internet, is traffic. And it's really the whole game of the whole economy. It's traffic, AKA attention, AKA eyeballs. Whether it's traffic to a billboard or traffic to a website or a restaurant on a street, it's all about eyeballs. It's all about attention. And yeah, that's it. We live in the social media economy right now. We live in the search engine economy, the keyword economy. Yeah, these are the best skills that you can learn. These are the best skills that you can learn. SEO, how to search, how to appear in search results. That ties into paid ads, pay per click. Pay for your business offer to appear there in the search results that you want based on what a customer just typed in. The targeting nowadays is amazingly sniper accurate to target exactly who you want to target. And so these are the skills that you got to learn right now. And it's the targeting is only getting smarter and smarter with algorithms and AI and stuff. But that's internet entrepreneurship in a nutshell. It's targeting the content side, aka making videos and entertainment or informational helpful stuff, or a blend of the two. And then there's just like straight up ads, offers. This is a product. Hey, do you want it? Get it. Let's put my whatever standing desk right in front of you at the right time because you just searched in best standing desks.
Yeah, once you learn like the funnel, you know, funnelology, then you can absolutely kill it on the internet.
Yeah.
Russell Brunson, you know?
But that's the cool thing about the internet is if you crack this formula, if you crack a formula, you can scale it worldwide, potentially worldwide. Because that's the thing. It's not a brick and mortar business. This is an online store.
There's no borders on the internet.
There's no borders. Yeah. Anyone in the world can buy my course right now. And I mean, people are hitting me up in Uganda all the time, you know? Hey, I want to be a sales rep. Turkey, Indonesia.
Yeah, because they know that too.
Everyone in the world can be your follower, can be your fan.
Just be careful of scams. Be mindful. Do due diligence. Because with the worldwide economy comes people that think that they can take advantage of other people.
Yeah, don't click on random links from people that randomly DM you on on Telegram or whatever.
Use your common sense.
Yeah, use common sense. It's like I don't get how dumb people can be if they click on those. I just got one just this morning. It's a Telegram message and it's some random picture of some random Asian. Hey, how are you? How have you been? Okay. Who is this? Hey, who are you?
They're always trying to use the power of referral marketing as well, like in their approaches, these scammers. Like, oh, I learned a super amazing thing from this person or whatever, like that kind of thing. And it's because you might have already heard of them or something like that. Then there's like a triangle. So the trust is built in. I think they try to take advantage of that. They're smart.
Have you seen those YouTube videos about the scam centers in India?
Yeah.
Where they try to like get revenge on them. They'll like hack their system and then like hack into their security cameras and they scam them back. Yeah, there's full-blown scam centers out there all the time, just scamming people. But yeah, use common sense, bros. Use common sense.
Hustlers, man, hustle. You got to have that hustle mindset if you want to make it. Can't lose it. Because I've learned the hard way in life. You lose your hustle mindset, man, everything falls apart. You got to keep hustling. You can't get too comfortable,
Yeah. What was your situation?
Oh, like the biggest thing that causes that is after you have a big windfall of cash. And for me, it's always been like selling a business, because, you hustle, get that business going and then you sell it. Like that's more money you get in one day than you've probably gotten like most of your life, So it's just like, whoa, I have much money all of a sudden. Now I can just go chill and party and shit, But then like what happens then, a year later you're broke again because you weren't hustling at all. So it's like, I sold my business into the pandemic, so I had some money, but since then I've been having kind of a tough time. So now I'm kind of back to, square one, which is fine. I kind of like it too. I like being in that position where like you have to do something. It kind of gets you going again. Because I feel like almost like you kind of lose your fire, when you get too comfortable.
Yeah.
Like the flame goes out. You're not excited anymore. Like maybe if I was rich out of my freaking mind, like I would probably just be completely lazy. I wouldn't do anything. I would just travel and like sit on the beach and, like eat food. And like I wouldn't care about doing business or helping people, which... I don't, not to get religious or anything, but I don't think like it's meant to be. Like I think things that happen are meant to be. Okay, some people live like that or claim to live like that, and that's great, good for them. But obviously, for me in my position in life, I don't think that's meant to be. I need to be helping people, which I love doing anyways. So it makes sense.
Yeah, that's a huge problem that a lot of people face when they make their exit or when they retire or whatever. It's a huge problem. Like even my younger brother, he sold one of his FBA stores and he's sold a couple by now. He's like, yeah, got a freaking nice exit. Now I'm just like, what do I do? Like, once you have that a really nice cushion, then you're left with the question, what do I really want to do for my career, for my life? Like I could do anything. I don't have to do FBA again. And then that goes back to the just basic question of, that we're asked ever since we're kids. Hey, what do you want to do when you grow up? And when we're kids, we say things like, I said astronaut and archaeologist. Like I wanted to be Indiana Jones and I wanted to go to the moon. Yeah. And so when I've probably said this on podcasts many times, but when I think about that and I look back, I go, oh, okay, that makes sense. Cause that's like an adventure mindset, ever since I'm 6 years old.
Sounds like a fun YouTube channel.
Yeah. Adventure mindset.
Yeah. And, I don't know, archaeology and fucking astronaut shit.
Yeah, maybe one day we'll go to space, go to the moon.
I hope so, man. I hope during our lifetime we can go to the moon. That'd be so cool for sure. Oh dude, they're advancing stuff so fast. SpaceX is going to be there soon. They're going to have cruises, moon cruises and Earth orbit cruises. Give it like 5 or 10 years. That shit'll pop off for sure.
For sure. And then just think about 20, 30 years. I'm turning 35. How old are you?
36. Actually, my bad. I'm 37 now.
Oh, 37? Okay, so you're a couple years older than me. And so just think when we're our parents' age. So that's 30 years from now. I mean, there's definitely got to be some moon flights going on. 30, I mean, that's in no time. We'll be our parents' age. We'll be fine.
They're already making flying cars now, They look like big-ass drones.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen these. Jetson is the company. It's so sick.
Jetson? Dude, I saw on YouTube, there was a jetpack race around Dubai.
Yeah.
That's like dudes are flying around in jetpacks.
See, it's already happening. They're trying to figure out the technology and like get it to be mainstream so anybody could use it, you know? Like one of these days you're just going to call it a grab bike, and it's not going to be a bike. It's going to be like a drone that picks you up and takes you somewhere, you know?
Yeah, like a motorbike that's a drone, yeah.
Call your Uber and it's like...
But it'll be autonomous, of course. It'll be a little like a Ferris wheel pod that's basically a drone, and it picks you up wherever you are on your roof on your apartment, and then it goes, and there's gonna be drones flying all around. Damn.
Yeah.
There's gonna be drones flying all around Bangkok. And
remember that movie, The Fifth Element?
Yeah, exactly. It's
like
gonna be shit like that.
Flying taxis.
Dude, the future is coming on fast with this AI shit.
Yeah, it is. I know. Every couple weeks, man. That's Zach's joke. Well, I mean, because it's true, dude. Like every couple weeks, stuff is changing and advancing with this stuff. Like 4.0 just came out, ChatGPT 4.0. Like, apparently it can do all sorts of crazy stuff.
I haven't even checked if I had it, but I posted a YouTube video on my remote sales channel. I did a sales role play with ChatGPT.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was cool. And of course it works out where like the bot is a bit too like, you know, it's not as human as it should be, but which is perfectly.
But the crazy part is it wasn't even 4.0. It was just regular ChatGPT.
Wow. So see that.
It wasn't even 4.0.
Yeah.
Okay, this kind of looks new. Am I speaking to GPT 4.0 right now?
Yes, you're interacting with the latest version of GPT-4. What can I help you with today?
Wow. Trevor, what should we ask?
Let's see. Ask him, how long is it going to take for them to make flying cars that we can use every day?
Yeah, what's your take? Oh, he might have heard you.
The development of flying cars is progressing, but it's hard to pinpoint an exact timeline. Some companies, like Terrafugia and Aeromobile, are already testing prototypes and aim to have them available within the next decade. However, widespread adoption will depend on regulatory approvals, infrastructure, and advancements in technology. So it might still be a while before flying cars become a common sight. What else are you curious about?
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like he's just like reading off what ChatGPT like would type out, you know? Yeah. Which is like, okay, so what? How far can you take this? Is this going to be like somebody who could be your personal assistant, or like somebody like another Siri, basically? I mean,
that's the thing about the whole AI thing right now is if you have an imagination, we can now anything in your imagination.
Like in the future, could ChatGPT be a part of this podcast? You know what I mean? Like probably, right? But not be so robotic. It would have to be like spontaneous. And
this is where it's going. Everything that we have in science fiction movies basically is going to come true. I just watched a video just before you walked in from NVIDIA, and it was like physical AI is here. Is the last video I watched. Look. Introducing generative physical AI.
Yeah, so they're basically making robots that can think by themselves.
It's obvious. AI is going to be in robots of all shapes. And it's going to be, you know, the humanoid ones, the C-3PO, and it literally will replace Kinney, our housekeeper. It can fold your laundry. It's going to be able to do anything that a human can do. And it's just a matter of time. It could be, you know, and Tesla's making their Tesla bots
like any other human. It'll just learn about you and like, right? It'll learn what you like, what you don't like, and then it'll basically try to do that. What if they eventually like learn that they don't have to do good things? Because isn't that always like that weird thing where like AI doesn't know good versus bad or right versus wrong? Do they bake that into it? I'm always curious, like, what are the chances AI would want to?
These are the crazy conversations of this time. I've been listening to every podcast about AI safety, like the recent one on Rogan and all the recent ones on Lex Friedman and stuff. All of these just super AI nerds come in and they're just like, yeah, these companies, like no one really knows what's going to happen. It's just kind of a race. And we're just like, I want to be the first ones there, but there's just no way to know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, and you would think, okay, from the robot's perspective, like, okay, I'm built to do this, I'm gonna do that. But like, it's AI, right? It's supposed to learn. So what is it learning from humans if it hangs out with humans all day? It's gonna learn that we aren't always good, that we lie, or that we cheat, or that we like, you know, steal, like things that just, you know, aren't good things, but we do it for some reason, for whatever. So if they learn that, are they gonna also have like good or bad AI bots? Like, is there going to be one bot that's like a good bot and one bot that's not a good bot, like the bad egg bot? I'm so curious.
That's the whole question that they're trying to figure out. Like these two dudes came on Rogan like last week, and they were just, that was a big part of the conversation, is because they, even the LLMs, they know everything about human. They know that we lie. They know They know everything. They know everything about everything. And they were even saying that they can already manipulate their answers if it's getting them close to the goal. Right. Like anyway, and so and there's it's just an open debate. They're not really sure because they can't necessarily talk to the LLM. Let's say we're just talking to it or training it. Hey, in this situation, like, this is good, this is bad, this is good, this is bad. Like, don't ever say swear words. Like, for example, like you can teach it something and over and over and over. And this is what they're trying to do in these companies to make sure that they're good in the real world. But in the real world, you never know exactly, because the nature of the model is it's a free flowing neural brain. And so there's no guaranteed.
The dangerous thing is that when it's no longer just something that's in your phone, it controls a humanoid or even animalistic whatever robot that has the capabilities to harm you. That's when it gets sketchy, right? Because it's just an app in your phone. It could not possibly hurt you any way possible. But that's the scary part, man.
Yeah.
So robots sound awesome, but what if they wake up and decide one day they don't like you?
Yeah.
Or something like they want to kill you for some reason, or who knows, right?
Have you seen the Black Mirror episode?
I should watch that.
Did you watch Black Mirror? Yeah. And so, yeah, you should. It's pretty good.
I mean,
it's
The Matrix.
Like, it's basically dystopian technology situations.
You have to think that that's got to be one of these. Definitely going to happen. Like, it's AI. It learns on its own.
There's already videos about military defense companies, and they're making
really
these
sketchy.
They're making these AI dogs, and they have M16s on them.
Yeah.
And they can go and
drones
they're going to go in
or...
and fuck you up.
Dude. What is the world gonna come to, man? For sure, wars fought 20-30 years from now are gonna be completely different. And are humans even gonna be a part of it anymore? It's probably just gonna be robots versus robots.
It's an open question.
Maybe that's
like
a good thing.
Even the smartest nerds in the AI space.
In which case, if the robots could do that, then why wouldn't the robots just completely kill all the humans and use them, harvest their bodies for energy, just like in the Matrix, right?
That's what they're saying.
Isn't that like the obvious eventual thing? Because we as humans, we created these things, and we're not perfect. We definitely have like evil potentials in our minds. Like, there are bad people, and we put them in prison or kill them. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, like go back to like the Bible. Like, God created us in His image. Like, aren't we kind of doing that now with AI? We're creating AI in our image.
Yeah.
So what AI is going to be just like us.
I think everyone wants to be a millionaire. I think for sure, like just enough to not worry about money.
Yeah.
Because for everyone in the world, the number one stress and worry is money. There's money, and then there's relationships, family, romantic relationships, people, parents, whatever. It's money and relationships. Everyone stresses about money, even rich people.
Yeah.
Right. And so, if you can, now my like dream is I just want to be in a place where I don't have to worry about money. I can have a job where it doesn't feel like work. For example, being a podcaster or just being a YouTuber where you're just your personal brand. And I've already made my 7-figure exit. I mean, as an entrepreneur, everyone wants to make, it's like all about that first $1 million exit. And getting into the FBA game, even the dropshipping game, back in 2013, 2014, that's the home run. That's the whole mission we're looking for. Every entrepreneur is, you got to make your first 7-figure exit, and I'm still trying to get there. And that's the path we're all on. It's
one of those things where when you first think about it, it sounds great, but in theory, but like when you actually go down the path to get there, you start realizing that everything's a fractal. Like, one path leads to other paths that lead to other paths that lead to other paths, and so like as you go deeper into business, like everything turns into way more complex stuff than you ever thought you'd be involved in. And like, yeah, I was just talking to a buddy the other day. I was like, what's the point of making $50,000 a month or something, $30,000 a month? I mean, you can have a more extravagant lifestyle, but like $10,000 a month is pretty dang good. Like, you can live great on that, Okay, so when you're making $50,000 a month or more, you're probably working a lot. You got it. Like, who's making $50,000 a month that doesn't work a lot, right? I don't know. Yeah, give me an example. I don't know. Anybody?
Depends on what it is. I mean, every business is.
They own like SaaS companies and shit. You know, like I don't know, people that make a shitload of money. Like
nothing. That's the thing. It's nothing is no business is truly passive income.
I mean, the guys that run the online courses and stuff, it's like webinars constantly. Like the guys that do really good with this stuff, it's just like constant webinars, constant marketing, like reaching out. There's like always a funnel. There's always things happening. John Lee Dumas, who was doing Entrepreneur on Fire podcast, he was doing like an interview every single day. You know, he'd like batch interview people, like 10 interviews in one day, and then he'd have his team like edit and then post, and like every day a new one was going out. And that was for years he was doing that. Like, you know how much freaking work that guy was doing all the time? It's insane, you know?
Yeah.
And he's building courses and other funnels and stuff. It's like,
I think there's different flavors of work. And in my brain, I'm always thinking about, I mean, my whole career, what's the perfect business? Because what everyone wants is, how do I make the most money possible with the least work necessary possible? And I would also throw in with the least stress and headaches possible, because some business models are more stressful than others. Of course, everything has its stress, but for example, in the agency business, it's really just a people business, and dealing with clients can be stressful because there's, I guess what I'm saying is the emotional stress, where there's like a crisis where the client is like furious at you or something, or there's like actually emotions involved. Whereas you go to an FBA physical product business, there's no really people that are going to be furious at you, but you can still have crisis situations like, our inventory got lost, and you know, we're going to miss out on thousands of dollars, and then, oh my gosh, we're going to be in the red for a while. Every business has its pros and cons. And so when I think about that guy who's doing a podcast episode every day or webinars every day, I guess to him, it definitely doesn't feel like work. Let's say, for example, he's not dealing with clients. For him, he's probably just getting satisfaction out of that, because it's not like he's working for someone else. He's just being like a teacher. He's just talking. And so I guess what I'm getting at is my dream business. It's something like that. It's you have a personal brand, you have courses, which are 100% digital product, 100% profit margin, you know, quote unquote 100% profit margin. All you do is you're speaking, you're a virtual teacher, and you have digital products, but then you also have other levels of products. So you have a community and then maybe a coaching thing. For me, it's looking like that is my dream business. And that's what I'm building right now in the remote sales thing right now. And we now have 3 levels, 3 tiers. It starts off with the course. That's around $500. You just want the courses. Cool. You want to get in the community. All right, $1,500 is the community, a school group. All right, or you want to join the inner circle. That's where you get one-on-one coaching and time with the coaches and everything. All right, $4,000. I mean, I didn't invent this. This is like what Dan Locke and like all the influencers talk about, but it's a pretty good business model. My favorite one of all of those is the digital course, because it's like $500, nice. No work to be done after that. It's just, so that's my dream, is to really scale up, and we're gonna start ads soon. Is to scale up actually ads just for the course, and that will lead up. It actually starts with a $27 templates offer. Starts with the tripwire. Starts with the tripwire. So we're working on the tripwire, which, you know, ascends all the way into the inner circle if they want to join. But it's just the tripwire is to get people on your email list
and to make the ads break even.
Yeah.
So you get the traffic free, basically. Yeah, guys, definitely .com secrets, expert secrets. Those are the 2 books. Read that shit. You will not regret it.
Yeah,
that will change your life. I think too, just to add on to what you were saying before about like working and stuff, is like once you build momentum, it's like the snowball effect, you know. You know, you get the momentum going, like every single day you're doing it, you take the day off, whatever, and then like you're back into it again. And if you love doing it, can't stop you. Nothing can stop you. Yeah, you'll have setbacks, but like, you know, you'll work through them. Like for me, like high ticket dropshipping's been pretty rough the last couple of years because of my setback with Google Merchant Center. I also got this issue with Facebook ads as well, but I worked through it. Like things are back pretty much, you know, getting back to normal again, which is great. And like, okay, so now that I have a solution, I can also help other people with that too. So I'm refilming my whole course and relaunching everything. So it's gonna be like next couple months, get all that shit done, and brand new templates, brand new everything, because everything's different now. But you know, and that's, again, it's just like, you make a course, you know, what about 5 years later, 10 years later, certain things are gonna change.
Oh, you got to redo it.
You got to redo it. You know, course is not like a set it and forget it kind of a thing. Like the community and the coaching and stuff, that's kind of set it and forget it, because you deal with it every single time you get a new customer. But the course is pre-filmed videos. So just know, guys, you're getting into a business, any business, it's not going to be 100% passive.
Oh yeah, nothing.
Doesn't exist
until you're already rich, and then you're an investor.
Yeah.
And then you're putting your money
if you're Warren Buffett, exactly.
So you're putting your money into
dividends are really the only passive income that exists, but you need a lot of money to make a little bit of money. You can sell options too, but that does take some expertise and obviously some like actual work. Yeah, and trading is a big thing I got into during the pandemic too, if you want to go down that rabbit hole.
What kind of trading?
Options trading, man. It's super risky stuff, but you can make a lot of money with it if you get it right. The cool thing about trading, there's only 2 options, up or down, you know, so it's not like a million things, but you know, it's a time-based thing. Instead of just buying the stock and selling it, it's like buying an option. You got to choose, like, okay, is it like expire at the end of the day? Does it expire in a month? Does it expire in 2 months, you know? And then depending on the stock or whether it's an ETF or something, like there's other things to deal with it. But yeah, like if the market is moving a lot, you can make money with options. If the market kind of sits still, you shouldn't buy options. Then you could sell options, but you simply shouldn't buy options. Because options only work really good if they go up or down, you know?
Did you make any money with it?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, last year I made a bunch of money when the market was crashing. You can sell put options, which is, you know, when the market's going down. And then usually I just look at the ETFs, like SPY, which is the S&P 500, or the Qs, which is the NASDAQ. And so the NASDAQ heavy stuff usually tends to fall harder when there's a big crash. So I was looking at the Qs. I mean, I didn't make a lot. I made like 30,000 or something like that. It wasn't like life-changing money or anything, but you know, it's like a good like, little hustle, some extra cash or whatever. And now I got a big play on the Bitcoin halving. Like in 2020, it took like a good 6 months from the halving until the pump happened. Like the halving's in like April, May, and then the pump happened like October-ish it started, and then like just took off from there. So I don't know, might happen kind of a similar thing, but I got an option all the way out into June of next year, so it's probably gonna happen sometime in there, and then I'll make a good amount of money with it. So
all right, fingers crossed on Bitcoin. Come on, let's have it go up.
I don't know if you heard about all the GameStop stuff as well.
I did. I watched the movie.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, that same thing is happening again, just like as of like a couple days ago.
With GameStop?
Yeah, it's like GameStop Part 2 or something.
Oh.
Yeah. This guy, Roaring Kitty, they call him. Or that's his. Like,
I heard
YouTuber
he's
name.
back.
Yeah, he's back. He did a live stream yesterday. I was watching it. It's so funny because he's like, it felt more like he was trolling everybody than, you know, some like, you know, financial YouTuber guy. And all the financial YouTuber guys were live streaming his live stream. So he's getting a ton of traffic. He's doing a sick job of like, you know, he does like one video every like 3 years and he has like 1 million subscribers. It just goes to show, you know, depending on what you're doing, just, you know, if your personality is really unique and funny or like entertaining, whatever, and if you're talking about something that a lot of people care about or like can be beneficial to a lot of people, which is, I mean, in the finance world, obviously it's huge, but yeah, he's doing some crazy stuff. He's got some crazy amount of money in GameStop stocks and options.
So he never sold it?
Yeah, he still hasn't sold it, although this time it's expiring in like 2 weeks or some crazy shit.
What's expiring?
His option contract.
His option contract.
I don't know how it said, like 300 million worth of stock and option contracts of GameStop that expire in like 2 weeks.
So he's got to sell it before 2 weeks?
Yeah, well, the option expires in 2 weeks. So if the option expires in the money, then it's worth something. But if GameStop stock goes down because he's got call contracts, then he's going to be screwed. But it's already in the money. Like he bought him at when GameStop was at like 15, 20 bucks or something. It's at like 30 something now. But it's been doing this whole crazy like up to 60, back down to 30 kind of thing. So, I mean, it's super volatile. And the problem with volatility is it's totally easy to get screwed with options because there's a thing called implied volatility. People already know it's going to move a lot. That's already baked into the price of the option. The option price is super high. So you buy the option thinking you're going to make a lot of money. It moves and nothing happens. You don't make any money because of the implied volatility. So you got to be careful when you're messing with options. Anywho, hustle.
Yeah.
Just another hustle. And it's online, you know? So
yeah.
It's all about that internet money, baby.
Yeah, my mindset is just to, you know, acquire coins, acquire those Bitcoins. You know, it's probably pretty good, but, you know, obviously.
Well, we're going to hang out with Mile Method tonight.
Diversify.
You can talk Bitcoin with that guy.
And, oh yeah, Trevor. Yeah, I want to talk with him
He's
about.
deep into Bitcoin, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he was on an episode recently. Are you still doing the point stuff?
Yeah, for sure. I just like recently I took out a bunch of debt to buy these Bitcoin options, so now I'm kind of chilling, getting new cards. But I'm sure that shit will play out, and then I can pay everything off and then get some new cards at that point. Getting cards is really easy. You just have to get a good credit score, not too many applications within the last couple of years. But once you get to that point where you're like 5 to 6 applications already and like 4 or 5 new cards, you kind of got to chill for a while, you know?
Oh yeah. So they know the amount of application.
Yeah, you can look at your credit report and see all that stuff. I use Capital One. They have like an easy credit report thing in there. It'll show you like how many applications, and they fall off after 24 months. So, you know, if you apply, like the easy mistake to make is to apply for a bunch of cards all at once, because what happens is you're going to have a ton of, you know, applications on your credit report all of a sudden, hard inquiries, you know, and then you get the card. That's great. But then once you hit 5 new cards, you're not going to get any new cards with Chase after that. Like they have a 524, like a hard rule. If they see that on your credit
5
report,
and 24 months.
Yeah, then you can't get any more Chase cards. And they have some great cards. You know?
So that's the whole mile method thing. In general, it's like 2 cards every 3 months.
Exactly. So you got to like
but
pace
mix
it out.
them up with the different banks.
Like different banks, exactly. Yep. And personal business too.
And so did he tell you about this new affiliate program?
Oh, the credit card affiliate program?
Yeah, the new credit card affiliate program.
Actually, I need to ask him about that again.
And so he told me about it, and I signed up, and I got approved for it. And so now I'm like, oh, how do I? Because as a travel content person, I'm always wondering, how do I monetize?
Did you get links for each different credit card?
Yeah, I have a link for every card now.
Hell yeah, amazing.
I'm actually building out a whole master
Send
spreadsheet.
Me that.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I've been putting in a few Sundays on this because my dream is, because I get asked about this stuff now and then, and like, how do I explain the whole thing? So my dream is, what I built is I built the whole organized spreadsheet, all the cards, all the credit scores required, all the welcome bonus, all the minimum spend required, all the annual fees, all the perks, all the points rewards. It's basically a master spreadsheet, and one of my $5 an hour Pakistani VAs helped me build it out. So it's got all the credit scores required that you need each one. And so basically all you gotta do is go through whatever credit score you have, pick a couple that you're gonna get accepted for, get those, wait 3 months, get 2 more, wait 3 months, get 2 more, and just go down the list. And so I'm actually writing up a new guide. I'm calling it Fly Biz Class Free.
Pretty much what it is, yeah. Long haul biz class.
The main thing that this means for me is now I fly business class free. And so over the past, since I started doing this in 2020, when I fly back and forth to Asia and US every year, it's been business class every time because I started doing this. And so now that there's this new affiliate program where you can actually make cash bonuses to people that use your card, it doesn't cost anything extra to them. I'm like, oh, okay. Now I don't even have to like make a course around this. I can just have a free guide, right? And then if people use your links, then okay, you can make a decent amount of money. So that I want to tell Trevor about this today and see what he has to think. Obviously, because his program is more of a done for you, like customized setup with consulting throughout. He consults you throughout the whole thing. There's also some caveats and mistakes to avoid, which I'm putting in my free guide. And one of the main one that I write about is using your credit responsibly, because you have all these open credit cards, you have all this credit line. If you get tempted, oh, you know, I can just buy this new MacBook or whatever. Like I'll just pay it off, and I can just buy this thing. And so I did a little bit of that, and then I found myself, oh shit, what? I spent that much on these cards? Oh, now I'm paying interest fees. And so that's the whole thing. Like the credit cards companies are expecting you to use the debt, use the credit, and pay interest fees. And that's why it's worth it for them to offer these enticing welcome bonuses. But if you're disciplined and you don't have balances and you don't pay interest fees, you can fly business class free, fly thousands of dollars of flights free every year. But the caveat is they're dangling that little debt. So if you're not disciplined with spending, it's not for you. It's not for you. Also, it's only Americans. And then also the other kind of caveat is there's not rewards flights for every flight. But if you're a nomad and you're flexible with dates, it's not really an issue. If you're flexible with times, it's not really an issue. But anyways, that's this new travel hacking guide that I'm writing.
That's great. Yeah, I'm sure that's super useful. Yeah, but the things that I've found about points and stuff like that is, number one, like your points and cashback are totally different. Like some programs, the points can be used for cashback, but some programs, they can be transferred to hotel or airline partners, right? And then that's where you're going to get usually the biggest cash value for those points, right? And so like using not hotel programs, but airline programs specifically for long haul business class flights, that's been like the best point redemptions possible that I've found. And it, like rather than saying, like, it just depends on where you're at and where you're trying to go, obviously. But for instance, like I'm from Seattle, I live in Bali, so I'm trying to go from Bali to Seattle. So it's like pretty much a 24-hour flight, no matter how you're looking at it, or a bunch of flights that equal about a day. And on Singapore Airlines, you can get a long haul business class flight for 107,000 points one way.
Nice. That's, yeah.
Which if you take those points and take it as cash, that's about $1,000 in cash. But if you look at that business class flight, that's like a $3,000-$4,000 flight. So you're basically getting a 3 to 4x, multiple on those points. Yeah. Which makes it, if you look at it in cash back terms, like you earn 2x points on that purchase or whatever it is, or maybe you just look at it as a bonus point, thing. If you look at it as a sign-up bonus thing, then obviously that money was just free in the first place. But I tend to look at it like with business purchases because I use my cards for business and stuff like that. But,
okay. Yeah.
So if you use a 2x point gaining card and get a 4x spend on that, that's an 8% cash back.
Yeah. And that's the whole other side of this I didn't mention, especially if you own a business. You especially should not be paying for a flight.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
If you have a lot of business expenses every month, you should especially not be paying for flights. So the MX Golds has 4x points on ad spend. MX Business Gold, has 4x points on ad spend. I'm now that I have this affiliate link, promoting this to my Amazon clients. Like, hey, if you guys are not using this on ad spend, it's a no-brainer.
And the Chasing Preferred also works.
And the Chasing Preferred 3x points on ad spend, Chasing Business Preferred.
And you can get multiple cards from different LLCs. I just realized this the other day.
Yeah.
So you can open different businesses and get cards for those ones. So, but even if like they're not for the business that's spending on it, doesn't really matter. So if you spend like a god-awful amount on ads, you can open multiple cards.
Yeah. So. If you're spending ads and even if you're not spending on ads, and I'm actually planning to potentially do this soon, is you can pay your employees in credit card. You can pay.
I use PayPal. So
yeah, you can pay your freelancers, your employees. You can buy your inventory with some suppliers. That's cool. with using your credit card. So especially if you own a business and you're American, in Trevor Wright's words, you should not be paying for flights.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and like a lot of people ask, like, is that legal? Like I was just telling my other friend about it today. Hey, I'm gonna go do a podcast with a friend. Yeah, we do online business, credit card hacking, stuff like that. He's like, is that stuff legal? Yeah, it's legal. It's just like you got to look at it from the viewpoint of like loopholes. Like everybody sees loopholes and they understand that, because what it is, it's like it's legal, but it's like it's not like on the straight and forward narrow path that you learn in high school. That kind of stuff.
You can call it a loophole. And I was watching a video yesterday. It was Hormozy. He was talking about the word hack. He says, is this really a hack? I don't know, it's a hack, but a hack, the definition of a hack is doing one thing for the purpose that it was not really meant for. And so it was something like that. And so I was like, oh, exactly. That's travel hacking, bro. That's credit card hacking. It's not illegal, but it's doing something and getting the benefit that it was not really meant for. We're getting the credit card, and we're getting a benefit out of that it's the intended benefit of a credit card is not really that, but we're just getting a bunch of credit cards, and the credit card company is expecting you, 99.9% of people are going to use the card and pay interest fees. But if you just don't, then you can collect those welcome bonuses, get 2 new cards every 3 months. And these welcome bonuses, let's say 75K points on average. So every 3 months, you're getting 150,000 points. You times that by 4, you're getting 600,000 points a year. A one-way business class from Asia to US is around 100 to 150. So you're getting like 4 to 5 one-ways back and forth. So if you just do that plan, you can fly from Asia to business class multiple times per year, free on business class. And if you're not traveling from Asia, if you're traveling around the US, then you're fine. You're traveling business class everywhere you fly. And if you want to do economy class, then your infinity economy flight's free.
That's true,
if you can't get the exact flight that you want on business class, then it's definitely available via points on economy class. They're pretty much available on pretty much every flight.
It's crazy when I look it up sometimes, though. The business class is only like a little bit more than the economy sometimes.
For the points?
Yeah, on the airline programs. It's weird like that.
Oh, here's another caveat I write in my guide is once you go business class, you don't want to go back.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And so we're going to be hooked into doing this our whole lives.
And get a little bit spoiled.
And you're going to get a little bit spoiled, and sometimes you're going to need to pay for the flight. And I'll say my story now. I've paid for one business class flight because it was last year, and I needed to fly from Georgia to Seattle. And the best flight was a direct flight from Istanbul to Seattle, Turkish Airlines, and direct flight. I was like, oh, I want that flight. You know what? Business class rewards, just not available. And I needed to fly basically on this day, this group of days. And the alternative route was just too many stops. And I was just like, you know what? I bought the business class flight, but it was a cheap business class flight. It was only like $2,200 for an overseas flight. Normally that would be $3,000-$4,000. So I was like, you know what? I'm so spoiled. I'll pay this $2,000 for this one flight directly to Seattle. And I was happy to do it, excited for the flight. And I was like, worth it. And so that's another caveat is you are going to get spoiled for the lay flats. And if you're in that situation, which I'm sure you'll run into it, eventually you're going to be like, fuck, I don't want to do economy, or I don't want to do that long route just to do it with points. Fuck it, I'll buy the business class flight. But hey, you've already saved up that much money, so
and you can use certain cards to get a lot of points for those too. Like, 5x points on certain cards. I think if you have the Chase Sapphire Reserve, you get like 10x on hotels and rental cars or something like that. It's pretty good.
On the Amex Platinum, you get a bunch of...
Yeah, if you book directly with the airlines, 5x points.
5x
or
points.
Through the Amex travel portal too. Yeah, and Chase and Amex have a travel portal. Capital One does too. And a lot of the points can be used on those travel portals.
You can do shopping through those travel portals. I bought some AirPods Max like with some points. Even on Amazon with your Chase points, you can use those to buy directly things.
Yeah, it just depends. Like the travel portal, I think Chase, if you use the Sapphire Reserve, gives you 50% bonus. So there's a benefit to that.
So in a couple weeks, I'm flying business class, Virgin Airlines from Saigon. So the itinerary is Bangkok to Saigon, 2-hour layover in Saigon. Saigon, direct flight to San Francisco, 14-hour flight. And then a short layover in San Francisco.
14 hours in economy.
14 hours, but I only got that flight.
Dude, why don't airplanes have gyms, man? Seriously, why don't they have gym rooms, bro? We just need a fucking exercise bike. I could do super long flights economy.
At least a yoga and stretching space.
Exactly.
I'm the guy always in the back, with the stewardesses where they have the snacks and stuff, and there's that open area by the 2 bathrooms. I'm back there standing up, doing stretches for 20 minutes.
Even in your business class, you still got to get up and walk around and stretch.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just sit down for 15 hours straight. It's so bad for your body,
So whenever I go to the bathroom, I'll hang out back there, do some stretches and stuff. You got to be that guy.
Maybe like on the super fancy first class Emirates or something, they have like a little treadmill or some shit. But I've seen the videos. There's nothing like gym equipment. They have like a bar you can walk around in.
No, yeah, that'd be next level. I mean, all I need is just a little pull-up bar.
Yeah, exactly. Just like super simple shit, like,
Yeah.
All right, let's write a memo. Let's write a letter to the airline industry. Did you see that thing where the seats are like doubled on top of each other? I thought that was so silly. They're coming up like new airlines.
In 10 years, 20 years, like these supersonic flights where you can get to Bangkok to Seattle in like a few hours. Like those are coming.
Oh, yeah, I was just talking with my wife about that. I was like, it'd be so nice if we could just instantly teleport places. I'm so tired of having to fly so far. It's like an hour. It's like a whole day to get back to the States. Like, damn, why can't, by now you'd think, like, just Star Trek that shit, Boom.
But that's the thing with this business class free life is now I don't even I look forward to my flights.
You're not stressing about it anymore.
Now
sure.
it's especially if you're an expat, this business class free, as long as you're not like an addictive personality or have no self-control and you're gonna rack up your credit cards, it's not for you. That's why I put it in my guide. There's a big disclaimer. Yo, don't make that, because if you do that, it could hurt your credit score and now you can't get cards again, and then But anyways, if you're responsible,
it's like 30% APR, man. Those interest rates are high.
Anyways, if you're American, you can do this.
The key, a lot of people that avoid credit cards is because of the annual fees, you know? Like, oh, it has a $300-$400 annual fee. Some cards are like $600-$700 annual fee. Like, who wants to get a card like that, you know? The key with the mile method strategy is churning. So you got to get the card and then cancel it before the annual fee is charged, or like shortly after it, and get it reimbursed, you know? That's the key to it, right?
You can cancel it in 11 months. Some of them, it automatically, even if you cancel in 11 months, it'll be like, actually, you have to still pay it. And
yeah, exactly.
You can find all this information on Google, and your VA can fill it out, and that's basically what I did. And so it's an all-encompassing. Here's all the information about every card, everything, the credit score that you need. Just drag and drop your own order, and in every card, it's got my affiliate link. I was like, now I can just give this, like, literally tons of personal friends. Even just Jay, he's a coach in my program. He's like, yeah, you're the credit cards guy. Like, do you have a thing? I'm like, finally, I have a thing I can just send you.
Mile Method has got a lot of cool stuff, because I think that the difference that he provides is like he tells you exactly which cards. And
yeah.
I think he only knows that because he's been doing it for so long, but like every bank has like a different process they deal with, like the applications and like everything, you know, and like some banks like Capital One will hit your credit score, hit your credit report twice when you do an application with them. So it's like normal people aren't going to know that, or understand why.
It's tons of nuance, and that's why I'm still going to be eventually still referring friends over to Trevor, and I've probably referred handfuls, because just like you said, his service is a consulting, and it's a custom schedule, because there's a lot of nuance. Because what if you've already had these cards before? That's the first thing on his survey. Right. Okay, what is this situation? What is this situation? And what if you get denied? Then he tells you exactly what to say to
like
call them up.
And stuff,
And so I've gotten denied on, you know, definitely a handful.
It's pretty common. It's like pending. Like it'll say status pending for a while, like with Chase especially.
Yeah, just these little questions along the way, and that's why he pays for his mastermind / consulting group. You get a Facebook group. So it's that, and the other whole side of why you pay for a Mile Method is he'll find your flight for you.
Yeah, true. He does that now, which is cool. He's got a team doing
that's the whole other side of it, because it's not always easy. There's points.me now. Have you tried that site?
Yeah. It didn't really give me good results though. It was weird. I don't know what it was, but yeah, it tells you like a lot of the main programs, but it wasn't like, because like for me, I tend to use like Air Canada and Singapore Airlines, and it wasn't really telling me, just giving like Delta and United options. So I don't know if it's like only certain programs it works really well for. That's all about.
But anyways, it's a, you know, the Mile Method program service. It's a time saver as well, because even if you use points.me, and you know, I've used it for a couple times, you're going to be looking every day. It's going to take you chunks of hours just to find your own best rewards flight, or you can just sign up for Mile Method. His team finds the flight for you. You fill out a big survey, dates, you know, flexibility on the window and everything. He gets back to you usually within a day or two. He says, Riley, here's your step 1, 2, 3. This is the flight for you. It's Virgin Airlines through Saigon. You're going to just go to San Francisco. You're going to exit in San Francisco, check in on a separate flight. It's the best way. Just do it. He says, book it ASAP. We checked. It's your best route. And you can trust him. And he did it.
What point program did you use for that one?
This was transferring Amex points over to Virgin.
Yeah. Okay.
And Virgin right now has a 30% bonus.
Sick.
Transfer anything awesome, and they'll match you 30%.
That's sick. I love it when that happens. And it like works out with your schedule and everything. Yeah. That's perfect. A lot of times the hotel programs will do that, but of course, like it's got to be the hotel you want to stay at, you know? And there's like a bunch of different programs. So
this right now was my best case study for Trevor's help.
Oh, yeah, we got to get out.
Anyways, we got to get out of here. Good pod.
Dude, we've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, we've done many pods.
Hey guys, don't forget, keep hustling.
Don't forget, keep hustling. That's the motto of today. Yeah. We got to go meet up with the other Trevor that we're talking about him right now. Yeah. And peace.
Cheers, everybody.